Good news, Canada. Help is arriving very soon. And of course, by help, I do mean new draconian laws that limit civil liberties and useless gun laws. Sometimes the same thing. So today we get red flag laws, but we're being so progressive, we've also invented yellow flag laws. What does that mean? No one knows. Well, one person might know, that's Justin Trudeau. So in order to combat gun violence, we're going to ignore the root causes of gun violence in Canada. Thankfully, because if we were actually talking about gun violence and he said something like illegal gun smuggling or terrorism or organized crime, oh my God, that would have been terrifying, because then he'd have to do something about it, and then, all the organized crime and extremist groups that run this trade that also donate to the Liberal Party might stop donating to the Liberal Party. Oh my God, Canada would be a mess, an absolute mess, if we actually tried to tackle gun violence. So instead, we're going to do the safer thing and try and limit civil liberties of random people and make leftists within the urban areas feel good while minimizing rural people, because that is how we move the country forward during a pandemic. So the new laws, essentially, it creates this sort of list where there's red flags and yellow flags. There's also these sort of like gun buybacks, and they're giving municipalities the ability to just outright ban guns. Okay, so let's do the easy part first, which is the gun buybacks. All right. So in order to curb gun violence, which most of it happens, nearly all of it happens with illegal guns, you're going to start to take the legal guns off the market, because in the minds of the Liberals, the people most likely to commit gun crime are the people who would obey the law and give their guns back as asked. Those are the people who are just primed to go on a shooting spree at any moment. Of course, all the crazy murderous people with murderous intent, they'll just be so willing to give their guns back in a gun buyback. Okay. So there's the silliness of they're just doubling down on all the stupid, assaults on, hunters and sport shooters and all that, right? And there's the increased powers of the municipality to outright ban guns. The real terrifying thing we have now are these red and yellow flag laws. So in order to curb intimate partner violence, that they're saying is like, you can report on your friends and family and put them on a red flag or yellow flag list and have their guns taken away. Yes, there's absolutely no way that could go wrong by creating a system to inform on your family. Now, remember when Stephen Harper was called a terrible person for suggesting a hotline on barbaric cultural practices, right? If you're, if you live in the Peel region, which is currently the world's leader in honor killings, well, it's hard to define, because teenage girls are forced to sort of commit suicide by taking warfarin, a blood thinner, and then they're found dead, and then no one really talks about it. Now, if you have a fear of being honor killed, no. That's illegitimate. Just suck it up and die. But if you want to report on your spouse and then have their guns taken away, well, this is just progressive. So we're going to create red flag, yellow flag laws. What's a yellow flag? What's a red flag? Can't wait to find out. I absolutely can't wait. It's going to be a fantastic and thrilling day. That is. Good question brought up by Ezra Levant. When Justin Trudeau sexually assaulted a reporter in British Columbia 20 years ago, what color flag is that? Interesting flag. So if you sexually assault a reporter at a beer festival or whatever, is that a yellow flag? Is it a red flag? No flag? So just let me know, because I'm really interested, Justin. Now, about creating lists. We actually have a history of this in Canada. Now, fun story, kids, gather around. We're going to learn about the history and the beginning of the LCBO. This is Ontario's Liquor Control Board of Ontario. This is the only place you're allowed to buy alcohol from in Ontario. Now, the LCBO was founded right after Prohibition, and people hated Prohibition, but you still had to sort of appease the crazy, Prohibitionists who were, freaking out over whatever and didn't want anyone to drink. So they created a Liquor Control Board of Ontario. Now, if you went into the LCBO, originally when it started, you would not even find any alcohol on the shelf. You had to go to a person, you'd say the type of alcohol you want, then they go back in the storage and they give it to you. Now, they also had a list. Now, you could be taken off you could lose your ability and your right to buy alcohol if your neighbors reported you for having any sort of disorderly or unethical conduct. It was actually called the Indian List. Look it up. There was an Indian list to control, literally, Liquor Control Board of Ontario. There was an Indian list to control who had the right to purchase alcohol back in the day. Now, this list, of course, disproportionately targeted minorities, women, the Indigenous, hence the name Indian List. Official name, not Daniel's name. Official name. So, creating more citizen-generated lists of people undeserving of their rights. Name one time One. Just give me one example of a time where there was a snitch hotline to curb the civil liberties of your fellow citizens, and that turned into a good thing. Give me one example, and I'll charge off into rural Alberta and just start snatching everyone's guns. Give me one example, just one example of a snitch citizen line that helped average citizens take away the civil liberties of other citizens. Give me one example of that not turning into something horrific, and I will charge off into rural Alberta in my underpants and start taking away everyone's guns. I'll do it. Probably die in the attempt, but I will do it. And it's like, I feel pretty confident that no one will do it. Just like I'm pretty confident that no Liberal MP will be able to give a definition of what assault-style weapon means to them. Because it's just, honestly, the assault-style weapon is Liberal. It's a rifle that is painted black. These Liberals are scared of black things. It's just what it is, right? Because, it's semi-automatic, which makes people think it's automatic. No, semi-automatic. A semi-automatic gun is one that you pull the trigger once, one bullet comes out. That's what semi-automatic means. Oh, we gotta ban the semi-automatic. It's scary. Click, bang. That's a semi-automatic. One click, one bullet. Semi-automatic. What's an assault-style weapon? Please, Catherine McKenna, let me know. But she's off on Twitter all about it. So, in short, snitch on your fellow citizens, and let's give unlimited power to John Tory. And don't worry, all the criminals, all the drug dealers, all the extremist groups that are currently running guns through our country. I know we have no new laws to actually stop them, but don't worry, if we attack sport hunters in rural Alberta, all the gun violence in Toronto will be completely eradicated. Brilliant plan by the Liberal government.